Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis chapter 1 is not the beginning of God. Genesis chapter 1 is the beginning of creation. So this beginning is not the beginning of God. It is the beginning of God's creation. So Genesis chapter 1 recorded the beginning of creation. But for somebody to come to a place and begin to create at a point in time, in quotes, that person should have been before he started doing. So the question is, before this beginning of creation, before God created the heavens and the earth, where was God? Where was God? There's another book in the Bible that begins exactly like this. John chapter 1. Let's look at it. John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In other words, in the beginning was God. So John chapter 1 verse 1 talked about the beginning of God's being. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 talked about the beginning of God's doing. In other words, John chapter 1 verse 1 preceded Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. Now the question is, between this time, where in this particular beginning, where the Bible says in the beginning was, the other one said in the beginning God created. So between this beginning of his being and the beginning of his doing in Genesis chapter 1, there was probably a gap. That period, where was God? I asked somebody, where is God? The person said, God is in heaven. I said, okay. So what of before God created heaven? Where was he? Did he change accommodation after he created heaven? Because God cannot be contained in heaven when heaven came from him. So the question is, where was God? Wherever God is where he has always been. He has never changed accommodation. So where was he? 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 16 said, God, who alone dwells in immortality, surrounded by unapproachable lights, lights which no created being can approach. That means God dwells in a place surrounded by light that emanates from him. In other words, God dwells in an environment that is created by his being. So God is not just a person, God is a place. God is a dimension, God is a sphere. Because inside him there are many dimensions and existences. So God dwells in a place all by himself, surrounded by lights that comes from him. So the light from him creates an environment where God dwells. An environment where no created being can approach. That environment where God dwells, that is created by light that comes from him, is called the glory. The glory of God is not the anointing. The anointing is an empowerment that God gives. The glory is the environment where God lives. There are two different things. So if God was dwelling in the glory, or in a realm of glory, before he created the heavens, before he created the earth, before he created even time, that means the environment where God lives is outside time, is outside matter, and is outside space. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because that Genesis chapter 1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens. When you talk of beginning, if you look at the beginning of a thing, technically, it's giving you a time frame. Even though not time as we know it, but it's giving you a time frame. So, in the beginning talks about time. God created the heavens. The heavens talks about space. And the earth. Earth talks about matter, substance. Before there was time, before there was space, before there was matter, God was existing in a sphere called his glory. In other words, the glory realm is outside the influence of time, distance, space, or matter. Adam and Eve were never naked. If you were born naked and all you have known is nakedness, you will not have a sense of being covered. The Bible says when they ate that fruit, something happened to them. And they rushed and started looking for leaves to cover themselves. It means they were used to being covered before. There was something that clothed Adam. When God made Adam, he clothed him with the same garment he was wearing. That garment is called the glory. Haven't you read that all men have sinned and fallen short of as a believer? The glory realm is not just a realm you go to, it is a realm you carry. In other words, the presence of God, what you call the presence of God. See, listen, the presence of God is the place where God dwells. If that presence of God is the glory realm, that means each time in worship you activate some things. You have stepped into a realm that is outside the influence of time, space, and matter. You can manipulate matter under that atmosphere at will. But it's not just in church, because the glory of God is something we carry. We have become mobile tabernacles of his glory. That means we don't need to wait and look for a place where something is coming from heaven. Where I show, God has shown up. Because until you come to know him for yourself, it is they that know their God that will be strong and do exploits. It is not they that know about their God. If all you know about God is what somebody else told you, then you don't know him. There is a limit to which you can run on another man's revelation. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? It means you need to come to the place where you know him for yourself. That's the only thing that gives boldness.